It had been a sunny day. No indications of strong winds or violent waves. The sea was supposed to be calm and remain that way for long, but it hadn't. The conditions unexpectedly had taken a turn for the worse. And now he was out at sea, much further than he had initially anticipated. If I can somehow turn this thing around, I'll be able to get to the shore, James thought. But things were about to get much worse for James, because no sooner than he had thought this, his boat came to a sudden halt, throwing him against the wall of the deck. What was that? James wondered as he got back to the controls, which to his amazement were going berserk. The compass would not stop spinning. The lights on the dials turned on and off constantly. James tried to turn the ignition, but the engine didn't sputter. It was as if the ignition had been disconnected. James tried it again, but to no avail. Suddenly, a deafening sound erupted, and James had to cover his ears. The boat was violently hit again, causing him to lose his balance and stumble. James peered into the darkness, trying to use his flashlight to see what was causing the violent rocking of his boat. He saw nothing but the waves and fog, dense fog. He got back inside, trying to think what could have caused it. A whale? No, a whale did not sound like that. Sharks never made a sound, and the hit was too violent anyway to be made by even the largest of sharks. This unnerved him. Could it be an undiscovered species? He thought. The sound erupted again. It was a piercing sound, like the wail of a dying creature, mixed with the roar of a lion, but amplified 100-fold. Panic soon began to grip him. Whatever this is, it doesn't seem to be of this world, he thought. James rushed to the inside of the yacht and brought out flares. He shot it out, hoping someone would see and come to his rescue. The sirens were not working, so this was the only way he could alert someone of his position. The boat was struck violently again. Causing a rupture in the hull. Water started streaming inside. James went to the deck and started screaming in a panicked daze. What do you want? If you want to kill me, then kill me. Stop playing around. The sound erupted again, as if it could understand what James was saying. However, it was different this time. It did not sound like a wail anymore, more like laughter. A wave of fear gripped him. The creature was taunting James, having fun at his expense. James felt a sudden rush of invisible waves across his chest, causing him to heave out, followed by an otherworldly version of a familiar sound. Sonar. This wasn't like any sonar he had heard before. Not the ones from the whales. Definitely not something that any man-made machine had ever made. He felt a trickle of blood coming out of his nose. Panic-stricken, James fell to the floor, awaiting his end. He called up, clutching his legs to his chest. Another sound erupted. That of a horn. This sound was music to James' ears. He immediately got up and started shouting, "Hey, over here! Over here! He ran to get the flares, which he shot up. The boat started turning in his direction. James let out a massive sigh of relief. He was saved. The boat neared. It was a small fishing boat with three people in it. They got next to his yacht. Hey, I had come out for a vacation here to your country and thought I would head out as the sea felt calm. Turns out I was dead wrong. Could you help me get back to the coast? The three men on the boat looked at James and then looked at each other. They started chatting amongst themselves, but James couldn't understand what they were saying. He had only arrived 3 days back and didn't speak the language. Hey, will you help me? James shouted, visibly annoyed. Sure, we'll help you, said one of the guys, grabbing James' arm. Oh, great! I cannot wait to get back to land, James said cheerfully, grabbing onto the arm of the rescuer while climbing aboard. He walked forward. We're going to get a good price for this American, is what James heard them say before he felt a sharp hit to the back of his head. James fell down into darkness, sweeping his vision.